That I still haven't learned how to set the timer on the camera. He can't get up on this bed, it's too high up. What did we learn last time? That's my mom's laughing doll. She loves this bunny. I got it on discount when they were having a discount for Easter at Walmart. Speaking of that, they do that every year. Stuff's probably gone by now. Anyway, I got it for like $1 when it's normally 10. You know, they're 90% off. I got smaller ones too. For 20 cents, you know, ridiculous shit. So we learned last time, if I turn this light on, it creates a line. And this is we also learned I need to speak up. Obviously, if I'm in my mom's bed, that tells you she has way, way, way more of a life than I do. I really don't have any kind of a life around here. Stop it. He's doing good. He's not having any side effects from the, I think it's called Dopamax or something, that he's only on for 4 days. One pill I bought, or she gave me one pill, and it was a quarter, only has a quarter of it every day, so he seems fine. They warn you about, there could be blood in the water, there's no blood in the water. Leave the bunny alone. Can't you just go to sleep? We didn't even sleep. Mama stayed up all night watching her shows. For the People was very powerful. It was sad. This guy that was really basically a good guy, but he did minor crime. You know, he was selling cigarettes illegally to make a little extra money, and he just did not belong in jail. And the prosecutor, she wanted, you know, the prosecutor, his attorney, his public defender, such a heart, and she wanted to get him so he didn't have to have bail. And in the end, she convinced the prosecutor, you know, to not have bail, but the judge wouldn't go along with it. And his own recognizance, the judge, because he had a daughter out of state, so the judge said, you don't have to come up with $100,000, but someone has to front you. And we couldn't find any family members or friends to front him. In the end, he lost hope, and he got beat up in jail, and she had lost all hope. There was no one else to ask. And while she's busy going back and begging the grandmother, you know, please don't throw him away, you know, I saw such light in his eyes, and blah, 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 blah. Well, he was committing suicide, so in the end, he's dead. Very powerful. Very sad. Will you leave that alone? You stop it. Stop it. This show's always basing stuff on headlines. I don't know if that's based on a headline or not, but they had one on swatting. Very powerful. You know, people think, oh, swatting's no big deal, but it is. Because people die in swatting, you know. And you send people to you send the SWAT team to someone's house as a joke, and people can wind up dead, you know. You stop licking everything in sight. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Mom has way more of a life than I do. She has a church, she has other things, that's why, which is good. It means she's not here a lot, you know, which is good for us to be part, you know. That's why I'm in her bed. Pretty soon I will have my own bed. I was looking online, and remember, some of you know, my mom has been wanting to get me a bed years and years to replace that shit box, okay? I found a foolproof thing, and then I'm a smart mom, you know, smarter than we realize sometimes. She's like, well, you better be careful because the warranty will be null and void if Omar pees on the bed. I'm like, I know. Anyway, 120 days you have to try it out, and if you hate, it comes in a box, and it had high reviews from a company that was reviewing all different beds of the same type. It's organic material. It's a latex. It's anyway, high reviews. And just as a comparison, this bed you've seen me on, if you could see it, I don't like these kind. I didn't like it when my mom first got it a few years ago. I don't like this kind of bed. And this cost her, with tax and everything, like $1,100. Still have the receipt somewhere. Okay, so this, and I can't stand this kind of bed. Anyway, stop it. This is I wanted the kind that's separate. They hardly make them anymore, and I wanted it. This is supposedly, it got high reviews from an independent company that reviews all different companies that, it's a latex bed. It comes folded up into a box. I had to get it right then, so I put it on my credit card. But my mom is getting it, you know. I didn't get the back spring until I talked to them. It's free shipping, and it was $100 off of 9, so it was 8. Or no, it was $100 off of 9. It was 8. I guess it was 100 off of. Is it 8? Or was it 9? And it was regular 1,000. I didn't know what inches to get. You could get 7 or 9 inch thicker, so I just got the thicker one. The box spring that's good for it is like 200 and something. I'm making a point that the bed will be around the same as what my mom paid for this kind of bed that I hate. And they claim you don't need any tools to put the box spring together, but because they claim that, and I don't believe it, I wasn't going to get the box spring. And you have 120 days, 4 months, to try out this bed. If you hate it, so long as you haven't destroyed it or anything, you know, they will come and pick it up free of charge. And so in the end, you're trying it out, and it doesn't cost you a penny. But they make you keep it for 1 month, and if you hate it after 1 month, that's it. You give it back, and, you know, and it's designed to be firm on one side and less firm on the other, and you could switch it around. I always knew I wanted that kind. Like I said, if I leave, it's gonna be a bed for her. If I leave, I'm not gonna have it back, you know. And if I leave, there's always the option to come back, you know, so the bed's gonna stay here. A lot of times, I mean, if I leave and I get an apartment, I would just be renting some room somewhere or whatever, and that a lot of times doesn't work out. A lot of times there's already furniture there, or you wouldn't want a big bed, you know. This is a queen size bed. The reason I got the queen size is because the full size and the queen size is $20 difference. For $20, get the bigger one, you know. It's only a little bit bigger. And then my mom's like, can I have one? Well, you could. You could afford it, but people don't just go buy beds I know it's a stain from the dogs peeing on it. Angel as much as Omar, if not more so. But, you know, this bed is just a few years old. Know what I mean? If I get this bed and my mom tries it out and she loves it, it's the site that recommended it. I think it's called Latex for Less. It says it's good for achy joints and stuff like that, which I definitely have. I don't know. You gotta figure if I'm used to sleeping on that 25-year-old box spring mattress, or sleeping on the couch, or when I was in that shelter for 6.5 months, sleeping on those beds. You know, I'm not exactly fussy, right? It's so disconcerting to be talking and not knowing if this is still being recorded. You can't tell. So weird, because you know my old, well, you don't know, but I told you my old camera, it lights up and you know it's recording. But I also always set it to do a timer. So it's possible that if I ever figure out how to do a timer on this, it will show. It's possible they figure that nobody's doing what I'm doing and not setting the timer to use the camera, so they figure it must be that you're recording from the other side and you can tell it's running. So, you know, yeah, that'll be next on my list. So I'm not going to tell you why. It doesn't really matter why. It was important, but my mom would agree it was important. Just so you know. It hadn't been that long, you know, since my mom had gone to bed, and she'll fall right back to sleep. Anyway, I've come in before woken her up. I needed to ask her something important. So I opened up her door and turned on her light and startled the mouse. I hadn't seen that mouse in like a week and a half or something. What the fuck is it doing in my mom's room? What the fuck is it doing in my mother's room? There's no food in here. We don't know. My mom's freaking out. She's asking the same thing. And she said, why are we not getting those people that came here? Get rid of the Mom. Because things changed after the person left, the one who did the inspection. He didn't look at any other rooms in this place except for the kitchen, Mom. Things changed. We don't even see the mouse in the kitchen anymore like we did. I'm betting. I even told my mom. I bet you it's not in the, even though I left crumbs out for him, I bet it's not in the kitchen anymore because it was living in the stove and it ran out of whatever was eaten in there. It's gone. It's only going to last so long, you know. It's just crud on the stove and it's eaten, and so it moved elsewhere in the house. But elsewhere in the house doesn't have food, so I don't know. The guy said something I didn't know either. That's why I thought maybe the mouse had died. They go in and out of the house. They don't stay in your house. They go outside too, and they get in the warmer months. They can get the food outside, and you know. Then people are like, well, why can't just stay outside? Oh, that's $1 million question, because now it looks at our house as an extension of outside. That's why. And it knows that it's safe from predators in here. Omar can't even see it, so Omar doesn't bother it, and we don't have a cat. It knows, that's why. I don't know if it was the same mouse. I was in shock. It reminded me of my dream. Except the dream I told you, the mouse was on right nearby my mom's bed up here, which it would be impossible. And it leaped over and then ran out the door. But I couldn't believe when I saw it. I opened up the door, turned on the light. which freaked my mom out. Well, in retrospect, it's better to know, you know. This is ripped down the bottom. It could be living in this bed. This bed's not that old, you know. I stayed up all night watching my shows. Tape shows in my other room. Anyway, he's doing good. That's a wait. He has to have soft food. It takes too long to soften up his dog food on the stove. I just wanted to do it in the microwave. It just takes too. Like you haven't figured out the microwave. I just do 30 seconds at a time. It just takes too long to soften up that dog food. Instead of doing it ahead of time for the day and then just splitting it up throughout the day. Do it all at once. Chiquita banana lie down. Where you going? Come here. Come on. He wouldn't go to the bathroom this morning, like he sometimes does. Lie down, honey. You'll be alright. I mean, he wouldn't go before he ate. A lot of times he goes before he eats. He's still on his twice-a-day something for diarrhea and inflammation. I think that's probably going to end on Monday. And then he's on his probiotic. That's a little capsule that is every day until it runs out. Come on, knock it off. Stop it. Can't you go to sleep? Did you do that, huh? If I wake up in time, I will dance for you. That's why I've gained so much weight. Stop it. Stress. Stress, stress, stress. Dan, I was wanting to do it last night. My mom came home. She was out for church thing. She, unlike is the case with me, actually has a life. Omar, no, you gotta stay here. So, there's no sheet on these beds. We don't have any sheets. What happened to them? I don't know. One got ripped. I actually don't know what happened to the sheets. Just know we don't have any sheets. They got destroyed. I haven't seen them. We had a red gold from years ago, red gold and blue. Got it wrong. The blue had to turn into a I don't know. How many sheets? Two. Never too late, 3 days grace, play on music choice the other day. I hadn't heard that song in so long. You want to edge? No. It felt. I like that song by Mark Morton and deceased Chester Bennington. But the part I don't like is when I don't like that in any of those rock songs. I never will buy a rock song that, I like the song, but then when it changes and goes, it does stuff that's not rhyming and not really singing and just, it ruins the song for me.